Your mind is the most powerful possession you own and the most necessary in creating a happy life and a successful life. So it can be your greatest asset, it can be your worst enemy, and it all depends on how you use it. So it's this untapped potential and a complete miracle maker, and it's with you all the time. So I think a lot of times people live on default, and if you start living on purpose and start living intentionally, then you can actually use the power of your mind to change everything. I'm going to tell you a story. So years ago, I lived in Eugene, Oregon, and I had a job working on the river. It was beautiful, and I was having a lot of fun doing it. And I hurt my back. I couldn't get out of bed, and so I couldn't go back to work. I couldn't even get out of bed to go to the chiropractor, and this lasted for months. And then I finally did get out of bed. I started being able to stretch a little, but I was in constant pain. I went to the doctor. All they had to offer were pain pills, muscle relaxers. So I had to do that. I ended up losing my job, losing my relationship, my car broke down, and because of the decision to end the relationship, I was overnight without a home. Long story short, it ended up, the back injury was off and on for a year, so I couldn't go back to work. But I ended up watching and reading The Secret, and actually I had done that previously, but I reread it. Started going to the chiropractor, and started practicing intentions, started practicing the principles in The Secret. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, law of attraction, manifestation, but it's still relevant, and it will always be relevant whether you had success with it or not. I just had no other options, and so I ended up, through practicing the intentions and practicing The Secret, I ended up living in a $4 million house in Encinitas, California, on Moonlight Beach. I had no job, no car, no money, and was injured and was going through a breakup. And so everything was against me, and I ended up in a $4 million house on a beach and working with the world-renowned chiropractor doctor who worked with neuroacoustic programming of the mind to heal the body, programming with frequencies and magnets to raise your vibration. And all of this combined changed my story. So the common denominator in all of this is working with the mind. I started working with the mind to change my reality, to start living intentionally instead of just on default. And the default would have been, I'm injured, the doctors say that I need to be on these pills and I need to rest, and I would have just been on disability and I couldn't physically work. And so that would have been default, right? Or just living with my family until it healed completely, and then slowly trying to go back to work, which I did try to go back to work and re-injured it. So that would be the default story. The on purpose intentional story was way beyond what I could have ever imagined, and it put me on a new timeline, and it quantum leaped my life dramatically. And I was able to heal not only my back, but my nervous system, my brain, and I was able to reboot completely. And I had no idea that I would end up living such a fabulous, adventurous, luxurious life. Now, I didn't end up staying in California, but I moved to Washington and had so many beautiful manifestations happen in Washington State, and one of them was meeting Eric. And our life together has been one adventure, one miracle after another. So our latest adventure is recently we've gone and looked at houses, and we got pre-approved, and then we decided that it wasn't the best time, but it is just, our life is on such a different level. We had the most epic wedding, and we now are in pre-launch with a new opportunity that has products that age you backwards, can age you backwards. And so we are helping people create FU money and feel 20 again. We're rebels. We like to joke about that, but we like to break free of oppression. And one of the ways that we love helping other people do that is to break free from the matrix and create financial stability, sustainability, and financial freedom for their future, create a retirement, retire early, and also to age backwards, because right now, with the way the world is, with the way the medical industry is, with the poison in our air and the water and our food and all of it, you have to have something to counteract it, to stay out of the hospitals, to stay out of the doctor. I just heard that the hospitals are very crowded right now with people with viral infections, upper respiratory infections, flus, that the doctors don't know how to treat. This is what I heard, just the messenger. I heard it from a personal account of someone who had been in the hospital, and it was crowded and crazy. So all this to say that we are rebels in that we're always going to be reaching for freedom and helping other people do the same thing. So our mission, my mission personally, is to help spiritual women, female entrepreneurs who have mastered consciousness and their genius powers, but who may have not mastered money yet. And so we're going to work to master money. We're going to work to live intentionally, to break free from the matrix, and to age backwards. We've got everything set up that we need to do it. And so I'm looking to work with personally a group of 10 women in the next 30 days pre-launch and create empires, because the women who jump in the beginning of an opportunity like this have very different experiences than the ones who sit on the sidelines and wait to watch other people have success before they'll believe it. Everything that I did to get to this moment started with a decision and started with belief that things could change, and a belief that I could live a different life. And so that has to come first. So get that skeptic out of the way. Click the link under this video and let's do this. You can do this, and it's fail proof, because we're going to do it the right way. I'll see you at the top.